Hey everyone, this is the first tutorial in a series I'm doing on computer-aided design with Onshape for the Roboquest program. In this video, we're going to go over what CAD is and how to get access to Onshape, the CAD program that we use for free with your student email. Um, uh, Here on the title page, you can see a couple parts that I've used or actually designed with Onshape or other CAD programs for the Roboquest program. Top left, you can see the chassis that we use that you'll find in your kits that you've either already started building or will start building pretty soon. Bottom left, you can see a gripper design that I personally did in another CAD software called SolidWorks. In the middle, you can see a pan tilt, which also comes with your kits that you'll be building pretty soon. Top right is the Raspberry Pi and Pi Hat that we supply with your kits. So we supply those models to you so you can use the dimensions to make mounts or integrate them into your robot with nice enclosures, something like that. All things you'll be learning how to do in this series. Again, there's a mount bottom right that actually does that. It actually mounts the Raspberry Pi Hat. So what is CAD used for? It's actually pretty simple. Engineers need to make parts. Engineers need to be able to design parts. And a long time ago, we kind of decided that computers can do it a whole lot better than we can draw it. All parts used to be designed with drawings. Now that's really not done anymore. We do it in CAD. Um, Sometimes you'll be drawing out your part in the conceptual phase, but it won't be very accurate. And you basically have no real reason to do real drawings anymore. CAD is the way to go. Um, so it's really good that you're learning this because this is an extremely useful skill in industry. Um, right here is actually an interesting example that I've done for a friend of mine. On the left, he actually sent me his drawing because he didn't know how to do CAD, but he had this part that is really useful to him and he needed it and he wanted to make a lot of them. So he couldn't just cut 10 of them out. He wanted them to have them laser cut and then bent. So you can see he gave me the dimensions. I was able to really quickly, maybe like 20 minutes, design this part for him and send it off to SendCutSend, which is they laser cut steel and then bend it. And yeah, he was able to get his parts. He was able to get 10 of them. And now he could always go back and order any more if he wants to use more of this part, if 10 isn't enough for him. So that's just one small example. And you'll be doing much more complicated parts than this. But this is a really simple example that even though it's simple, it really provides value. So yeah, CAD is super useful for you, especially in robotics. You're gonna need to be able to know how to make your own parts. So obviously, there are a lot of CAD programs out there. It can be kind of hard to choose between all of them, and everyone has their own opinions on which one's better, including me. I personally use SolidWorks. I love SolidWorks. That's what I have used for a long time, and I'm really good at it. But there's also Siemens NX. There's Autodesk Fusion, also a really popular software. There's Onshape, which is what we use. There's Creo. There's CATIA. There's even AutoCAD, which is pretty old. But the point is, there's a lot of them, but we use Onshape. And there are many good reasons for that, for why we use Onshape. The main one being that it's free for students and educators. That's huge. SolidWorks for students costs $100 per seat. NX costs thousands of dollars. SolidWorks would cost thousands of dollars for a normal engineering seat. So yeah, we're going with the free one. We don't want you guys paying thousands of dollars for CAD software. It'll work just as well for what you need to do and what we need to do in this class. It's browser based, so you don't have to install anything on your computer. It works pretty well on the computers we have. Also, it's really easy to collaborate with your students or with me or any other teachers you might have. Uh, those are a couple of things that make Onshape really great. It's always being updated. You don't have to update your Onshape. Next time you open it, you'll have new features, or it'll be faster. They'll have fixed a bug. It's really nice. It's a great software. There are a couple things that you're going to want to have if you're going to be successful with Onshape. If you have a laptop that has a dedicated GPU, I would bring it with you to class. It's going to be better than the computers that we supply, most likely, unless we get new ones. But yeah, dedicated GPU is always going to be better. It's not necessary, and you can use integrated graphics, but highly recommend some sort of discrete graphics if possible. RAM, more RAM is better, 8 gigabytes minimum, but really you want 16 plus. It is browser based, it works well in Chrome, and Chrome is a RAM hog. So that's kind of what we got to do. This might be a little controversial to some people, but you really want a mouse. I love the Logitech MX Master 3S, but it really doesn't matter. You can get a cheaper mouse too. Get a mouse. It makes CAD so much better. It makes it much easier to navigate the program. You're gonna want a mouse. I can't stress this enough. Get a mouse. We have mice, but at home, you're gonna want a mouse. Also, Onshape does work on like your iPad. I don't personally know how to use it, or I'm not very good at it. Like I could intuit things, but really I don't use it often, and I wouldn't be very useful if you run into a problem. So I'd recommend that you use the Windows or Mac version, the browser version, not the app version. Yeah, so that's the basics of what CAD is. If you'll begin to understand really what that means and how it works in the next couple videos. But for now, let's actually just start creating your account. So you're just going to want to open up a new browser tab. And we're just going to go to Onshape. If I could type, wow, this is embarrassing. .com. Let me move my little photo right here. You're going to go up here to create a student account. If you obviously you don't have an account yet, so you put your first name in. I'm just going to do Sean. I'm just going to make up an email here. At vvalley.com. Use your vvalley email. Yeah, you don't have an I don't think it ends with edu. I'm not entirely sure, but definitely use it your vvalley email. Say you're a student. Indicate where in the grade range you are. School name. I don't think Onshape actually checks any of this, but just try to be as accurate as possible. You can go, I think it's just vcs.net. Put your graduation year, whatever it is. Robotics. I think you're all over 13. Yeah, I hope so. I don't know. I'm guessing you're probably like 14. I don't know. At least 14. Hopefully. I am definitely over 14. I believe you're going to have to go confirm your email. Obviously, I can't do that because I made up this email. But well, whatever happened here, you'll get your email, and eventually you'll sign in and you'll have a page similar to this. Most likely yours is going to be pretty empty because you haven't made any parts or assemblies yet. That's okay. We're going to start creating them in the next video. But yeah, you should be here by the end of the video. This is where you want to be. If you have any questions for me, send them to me on Teams. You can send them on the general chat, or you can send them to me personally. I try to be available throughout the day as much as possible, and I can answer any questions. Good luck.